Okay, hi guys. I hope all of you are doing well. My name is Raghav Bhatia and I welcome you all to this wonderful session being conducted by UAceIt. I would like to thank UAceIt for giving me this opportunity to share my insights and experiences with freelancing and how one can earn money while still being in college. Mind you, I'm not talking about internships. That is a separate deal altogether. This is more about freelancing and how you can upskill yourself in a particular domain and work towards it and seek real-time clients in the industry. So today I'm going to talk about that. Currently we are having a watching of 15, which I think we can wait for another minute or so and then we can start. Till then I'll just introduce myself. So my name is Raghav Bhatia and I'm currently pursuing my engineering from BITS Pilani Goa campus. I am pursuing a dual degree in BE Electronics and Instrumentation and an MSc in Chemistry. And I know that's a weird combination, but the things that I do are completely unrelated to both these subjects, so that's another weird combination over a weird combination, you can say. So I'm primarily interested in content writing, marketing, graphic design and other kinds of services, and I started with freelancing over a year ago. And I'll also open the live chat side by side. Yeah, so in case you want to ask anything, if there is any question or anything that you would like to ask, or any complaints, grievances, anything that you would want to mention, do mention in the chat box. I am reading the chat side by side. Apart from that, yeah, so I was talking about myself. So I started freelancing over a year ago and started with some small projects, just 2000 rupees monthly for a particular project in graphic design, and over a period of time that number increased. And it's all about upskilling yourself, it's all about growing. That's all you have to do in freelancing, find a skill and growing in it. So that is probably what I am going to talk about today. And okay, so we have a decent watching now. I mean, it's Saturday evening, so I wasn't expecting more than 17 people, but let's it's a decent enough watching and we can start the session. So you can just sit back, relax with a cup of coffee, and just you don't need to note anything. It's just me sharing my experiences. Okay, so I think there's a lag on YouTube. That's fine. I think it will appear. Yeah, so let's get started. Getting started with freelancing. Now, you must have heard this word freelancing many times. Probably I have mentioned it for the umpteenth time now. But it's a great thing. It gives you a lot of confidence to earn money while you are in college, and I'm not talking about internships. It's the money that you earn while you are studying in a particular semester. So you can earn money while studying in college and pay for your daily expenses like food, clothes, whatever you want to, all the luxuries of life. You can pay for that. But then again, it is not your regular corporate 9 to 5 job. There are some more benefits to freelancing which I would like to discuss here. So yeah, a friend of mine, an MBA friend of mine, he told me that if your presentation is good enough, then you don't need a motivational quote along with it. So here I am. Learning is a constant process of discovery, a process without an end. Which basically means, and learning is a part of freelancing. Okay, you can't really achieve freelancing in its entirety. What I'm trying to say is कि ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा कि आपको freelancing पूरी ही आ जाए and you are like कि now this is the upper limit, I can't go beyond that. Today if your brand value is around 2000 rupees per project, then tomorrow you can earn 5000 and day after you can earn 10,000, and the and the process would go on. It is a never ending process, and they earn around 2 lakh to 3 lakh for a particular project per month, and putting all the corporate employees to shame. So I have nothing against corporate employees. Probably I will also end up as one after a few years. But while being in college, it's a great idea. It's a cool idea to go about with freelancing, and I'll give you proper reasoning for the same. Okay, so next slide. Yeah, so there's a myth involved with freelancing that a lot of people have, that as soon as you start, you will have a lot of money, you will be swimming in a lot of dollars, and you will be earning a lot. But that's not true, because you can't really swim in 10 bucks, right? So what I'm trying to say is that when you start, nobody will look forward to giving projects to you. Okay, I don't want to draw a false image in front of you. It's just that over a period of time that skill develops. Okay, so it's not that कि आज से start किया और आज ही बड़ा project मिल जाएगा. No, you'll probably get a small project once, and then day by day you'll improve and get better at the skill that you have chosen for yourself, and then the road is as long as it can get. Okay, there's no limit to how much you can earn from freelancing. So according to Wikipedia, a person who is self-employed and not necessarily committed to an employer in the longer term is a freelancer. Basically a person who doesn't work under any employer, which can be a company, a big firm, or a small time business, anything. Basically it's like BYOB. But it's not bring your own beer, it's be your own boss. You are your own boss. You can work sitting in your pajamas. Right now you can't tell what I'm wearing below, right? So you never so basically you have all the freedom to yourself, and you can take breaks, you can set your own terms and conditions, and you can grow at your own pace. These are some of the advantages of being a freelancer and not a corporate employee. Then the question comes, why you should start with freelancing at college. Okay, so the first and the foremost reason is that you might disagree with this, because a lot of you might have assignments, tests, labs, internal, external, falana, a lot of things are there. But what you do have still is a lot of free time. Okay, that's why a lot of O's that have been used by me. You have a lot of free time. Okay, the time that you are spending in watching, say, Indian matchmaking on Netflix, you can spend the same time in doing something productive, right? So you have a lot of free time in college. That's the first and the foremost reason to try out freelancing. The second reason is that you can afford to fail and fail and fail multiple times. Because what you won't be able to do this when you are 40, right? Because like लोगों का काम है कहना, people will judge you because at 40 if you don't have a desk job and you are failing again and again at even after trying, then people will start talking about you. Although that shouldn't matter much to you, but still if you are 18 years old, then you have a lot of time, and you can afford to fail multiple times. You can choose one particular skill, work towards it, go to the market, ask for clients. If you don't get clients, then you can probably choose another skill, and you can fail again, and this can repeat several number of times until you graduate. So there is a lot of time, and you can afford to fail. Two of the most important reasons why you should start freelancing at college. Apart from that, work experience, it adds to your work experience. Now when you look for an internship and when you work in an internship, you are working for a particular firm or a business or a company, right? So that doesn't count as your work, because you can't claim that work as your entity. You can't wear it as a badge of honor, right? But the work that you do as a freelancer, you can add that to your portfolio, and it will always be yours. You can proudly own it. As I mentioned, you will be your own boss, right? So it will definitely add to your work experience. Even if you are looking for a full-time corporate job later, it will definitely be more valuable than, say, a not so valuable internship experience, right? So that is the third point. Fourth point is that it helps you establish a very strong network. Now this is also true. See, personally, I am not a very big fan of LinkedIn. I am very inactive on LinkedIn, and that's probably because there's a lot of noise on LinkedIn. You must have also noticed this. LinkedIn is just like Instagram, but the filters instead are courses of machine learning and other courses that you use to hide your bad academic performance. Okay, I have nothing against LinkedIn as such, but still I feel that the connections that you make in the industry in real time, those are far more valuable than the connections that you will make on LinkedIn, right? So when you will work for someone, that customer will become your promoter. Okay, and that's the idea. The promoter will then give referrals to other potential clients, which might turn into your customer. So it will definitely help you build a strong network. I am speaking this from my own experience. And finally, who doesn't love money, right? So it's always a good idea to work for money. It's the ultimate motivator. So ultimate motivation. So these are some of the important points that you can consider while starting freelancing at college. Next point. Finding your niche is, I think it's pronounced as niche or niche, I don't know. But the point is that you need to find your specialization, and not just specialization, you need to find the segment of specialization. So there's a difference between niche and specialization. So for example, if you are a web developer, then that would be your specialization. But if you are a front-end web developer, if you specifically specialize in a particular field, that would be your niche. If you are a content writer, that is your specialization. If you are a content writer who writes a sports article, then that is your niche. Okay? So for that, you need to find out a couple of things. You need to figure out a couple of things to hit the right spot. Okay? So there are 3 different points that you should consider. One is what you like, which is your passion, your hobby. It can be anything. One is what you know. It means the skill that you have, and what the industry demands. Okay? So if I like painting on the wall, that might be my passion and I might be good at it as well. But if the industry doesn't want it, then there's no good that you can achieve out of that, right? So the things that you are trying out should be an amalgamation of all these 3, and then actually mein paisa hi paisa hoga if you are able to hit this right spot. So yeah, कि आपको क्या अच्छा लगता है, आपको क्या आता है, एंड इंडस्ट्री की क्या डिमांड है, उसका जो इंटरसेक्शन है वो ही आपको पैसा देगा, राइट? तो सो वंस यू हैव selected your niche, it is now time to study more about that niche and upskill, which means that work upon that skill and polish that skill of yours, right? So if you have chosen front end development, you have chosen कि मैं तो इसी में कुछ करूँगा, then there are plenty of resources on the internet that you can use. There are YouTube, there are several courses. You can definitely check out some courses on UAceIt.com as well, because these people are working really hard to put in some great courses. There are some live classes as well. So yeah, subtle plug. So you can try out different courses, and but you don't need to study these courses for a year or so. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप पहले पूरा 1 साल के लिए सीख रहे हो and after that you are starting with the projects, with the real projects. ऐसा ज़रूरी नहीं है. आप 15 दिन भी सीख सकते हो, एंड देन यू कैन गो आउट इन द मार्केट सीकिंग रियल टाइम प्रोजेक्ट्स. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होगा कि नहीं मिलेंगे, बट मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली मिल जाएंगे, बिकॉज 15 days इज इनफ टू होन अ स्किल in my opinion, especially these skills like graphic designing and video editing and other skills. You can hone it in 15-20 days and then slowly improve upon them while working on these projects, small projects. Now where to find these projects, that I'll also come to after in the next slide, but start with some projects. Okay, don't wait for a year कि अभी तो मैं improve कर रहा हूँ, and over a period of time I'll start applying for projects. Side by side apply करो, and that project should also be a learning experience for you. With every project you should grow, you should become better. ठीक है? तो next point is that you should never work for free. This is something which I highly suggest you, please don't work for free, okay, because every iota of effort and time that you are giving to a particular project, that is an investment that you are making. So don't work for free for anyone, okay. There's nothing such as exposure. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता exposure मिलेगा या ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है. Mind you, it's not an internship, it's a project that you are doing. So always be sure about this कि don't work for free, at least take some amount. A good company would always pay you, ठीक है. I can vouch for that. Then is be your own boss, okay. So yeah, so basically choose your projects according to your own skill. Don't jump the gun, okay. So currently if you don't know how to achieve a particular level of a skill, then don't take a project in that particular domain, okay. Take a project which you are comfortable with, so that you can deliver on time and you are also proud of yourself, okay. So be your own boss and choose accordingly. Then take 1 hour every day to upskill, okay. Side by side, parallelly, when you are doing these projects, take 1 hour every day to work on that skill, okay. So that the next project that you take, you can improve on that. So if you are, say, a WordPress website designer, then you are making a website, but side by side try to learn more features of WordPress, so that in the next project or in the same project you can add more features, right. So yeah, next slide. Building a strong portfolio. Now this is also quite important. This is actually the most important part. Building a strong portfolio. It is like your face. The skill that you have honed over a period of time. You have to show it to the people now, right? So it's very important to have a strong portfolio. I'll tell you how to create it step by step. I'll not go into the details because it will then become a very big session, but probably after the video ends, I can share some links with you which you can use to learn how to create a good portfolio. So the first point is website setup. Website setup is very important. Buy a domain and a hosting space. If you are a student who can't afford, then go for GitHub Student Edition pack. I can also share the link with you after this video. You can go for that. You'll get the domain and hosting space for free. Otherwise, you can go for GoDaddy or Hostinger. Both are equally good. Then you can also choose a website builder. So if you are not primarily a web developer, if you are a graphic designer, then you should not waste your time in building your portfolio by using coding. You should not use coding like HTML, CSS, React.js. You should instead go for say a website builder like Wix, Weebly or WordPress, because getting the knack of these website builders is also a tough task. It's not as difficult as coding of course, but it will take time to get the hang of these softwares, right? Then power headline is also quite important, okay. So on your website, on the front page, in the first 1920 by 1080 pixels, there should be a clear headline about yourself, what you do, what is your skill, right? तो वो आपको make sure करना है कि it's a catchy headline about yourself. So if you are a web developer, you can write something that would draw the attention of the people. Then you should add some skills, education and accomplishments. Now education is not by degree, but if you have done some specializations, some courses on Coursera, Udemy or UAceIt itself, then you can put in those specializations in your portfolio, put in your skills, okay, and also your accomplishments if there are any. If there are not, it's okay, but do put in education and skills. Then also put in your USP, unique selling proposition. What is it that you are doing different from others? In case you are just starting out and you don't have anything to flex about, then it's fine. But if you have something that you are doing differently, then you can totally do that. Then projects and services offered. Okay, clearly mention what all services and projects you are working on and you can provide in future to your clients. That should be very clear to the clients, because if a client visits your website, that is probably the last time that that person is visiting your website, okay, and he or she might never come back. so they should at least be assured of the fact that you do this. आप फ्रंट एंड डेवलपमेंट करते हो या फिर आप ग्राफिक डिज़ाइन करते हो. अगर इफ़ यू वांट टू बी मोर स्पेसिफिक यू कैन डू लाइक कि आप विजिटिंग कार्ड्स डिज़ाइन करते हो या मग्स पे जो डिज़ाइन होता है वो करते हो, पैकेजिंग डिज़ाइन करते हो, तो यू कैन गो एज स्पेसिफिक एज यू वांट बट बी वेरी क्लियर, राइट. Then comes social proof and testimonials. So testimonials, clients, ROI stories are example of social proof, which basically means that if you have worked for some previous clients, then do mention their feedback. Keep it positive, but don't keep it very, it should be real. It should reflect realism and not something, it should not be exaggeration of what you have done. Okay, it should be quite real. So testimonials is basically a quote by your client, and you can also put your clients ke logos, the company ke logos, you can put that, and ROI stories ki at the time then when you picked up a project, where it was, and over a period of time how much growth you were able to bring in that particular project. That is the return on investment story of that particular project. So you can put that as well. Then comes the most important part, which is the CTA, call to action. So once you have put all these things, there should be something that your customer or client or prospect should have to contact you, right? So clearly mention your email ID and a contact form. The Wix, Weebly and WordPress would definitely provide you with this ready-made contact forms where you will get notified whenever somebody fills those forms. So it's quite easy to use. So all these things should be mentioned very clearly. After this session, I'll show you my own website, the website of the company that I am running. So I'll show you that after this session. Yeah. So now this is very important. The 3E formula, okay, which refers to engage, engineer, and excite. So this is like the ultimate flywheel that you should use as a freelancer. You should engage with your prospects. Okay, the portfolio should talk to the prospects. It should be so catchy and innovative that it should talk to the prospect. It should engage with the prospects. You should focus on engineering some solutions, developing some solutions in order to meet the key performance indicators of your client, and you should excite your clients so that they end up becoming your customers. Okay, so this is a journey from being strangers to your promoters. Okay, strangers to prospects to customers to promoters, strangers to prospects to customers to promoters. This is the loop which you should also follow. I follow it and it has been working out decently well for me, and yeah, so you should definitely go for this. These are some of the services and products that you can offer as a freelancer. So these are a part of the services that my company Branding Funda offers. I'll show you the website after this session. Brand strategy, which means naming of the brand, rebranding, brand equity, brand reputation. Then there's visual design as well, which means that design of the logo. Then there is corporate merchandise like shirts, pens, cups, and all the corporate stuff that you need in an office. We design that as well. We design visiting cards and pitch decks as well. Then there's email marketing, which would include database management, lead nurturing, building of HTML and CSS templates, those newsletters, right? Then there are SEO services as well, which includes on-site SEO, on-page SEO, landing page design, keyword research, and all of that. Then there's web development, which would include e-commerce websites, HTML and JavaScript based websites, and also your Wix and WordPress websites. All those things are included. Even UI UX design is included in that. Then social media marketing, you can be like a designer who designs social media creatives and posters. You can be a video editor, you can be a meme creator. There's a lot you can do actually. And finally there's copywriting as well. So copywriting means whatever you see when you open any piece of any website or any magazine or any advertisement, the text that goes on it to draw your attention, that refers to as copywriting. So it works on the AIDA formula, which is attention, interest, desire, and action, which means that you try to draw the attention of the customer, grab their interest, make them desire your service, and then lead them to an action, right? So these are some of the services that I offer as a, earlier I used to do as a solopreneur or a freelancer. Now I'm doing it in the form of a company, and then these are some products and prices. So we are also planning to include these. Then okay, so yeah, so again I want to reinforce the fact that if you are good at something, please don't do it for free. I think this should be the biggest takeaway from this session. Apart from that, I think there's nothing much to understand. It's all very clear. So that's about it. Now I can probably go through the questions if there are any. I'm reading the chat side by side, but I couldn't answer anything. Thank you, Hate Sony. Thank you, Opinion Hated. Yes, Jyoti is right. There are a lot of resources on UAceIt. You should definitely check out their website as well. Thank you, Kishle. Yeah, so there are, I think I forgot to mention some of the channels you can use for freelancing. So one of which is definitely Facebook groups. Yeah, there are several groups on Facebook like Network Capital. If you just search startups and freelancing, so there you'll find a lot of networks out there, a lot of community groups with like more than thousands and thousands of people who are actually requiring these services. These customer centric services are required by them. So if you happen to come across these groups, do join them. And there is need for every kind of services over there. So more than LinkedIn, I would suggest that those Facebook groups and even Telegram groups are there. So that those are some channels. Apart from that, you can apply on Fiverr and Upwork. These are some good websites that you can apply your resume to, and I think then they analyze it and examine it, and then you get on board with them. But the problem is that these are third-party websites, so probably, I am not too sure, but probably they'll take some kind of commission or something out of that. But in Facebook, there are plenty of requirements from startups and businesses. So do check out that Facebook groups. So yeah. And if LinkedIn works for you, then you can go for LinkedIn as well. I mean, I've never tried it very rigorously. I have been very inactive on LinkedIn. I have not updated my account as much. But if I feel that there's a lot of noise on LinkedIn. So there, for every job posting, you see thousands of people commenting interested, right? So to cut through that noise, there are these alternate channels that you can use. Telegram groups, Facebook groups, and probably these two websites, Upwork and Fiverr. So you can try to get your clients over there. Now I'll quickly show you my own website once, the website of my company. So we are a team of 7 people from Bits Goa. I hope that it's visible. Yeah, so we are running this company called brandingfunda.com while we are at college. We have already had 10 clients on board over a period of 5 months since we launched. So things are going pretty good, but we want to grow. So if you guys could just share the link of this website to your friends or anyone who might require any of these services, then let us know. We are also putting in some blogs. So that's what I was talking about, engaging with your clients, right? Engaging with your customers. So we are also putting in blogs and podcasts from the marketing world. So you can check those out as well. There's some issue in the network connection, I think, but yeah. So this is our website, brandingfunder.com. I am plugging it subtly. But I think that's about it in the session. In case you want to know anything else, you can ask in the chat box, or probably is it lagging? Yeah, is it lagging? In case you have any other doubt, you can put it in the comment section. Probably the stream is lagging a bit. Okay, so I guess we can end this session here. Thank you very much. Thank you for